Hello everybody, this is Marcel Coenen speaking from the Netherlands and from GODSCUM. I want to show you a little bit about my equipment. At the moment I made my sounds for the live shows coming up for GODSCUM. But of course we have to wait a little bit for the coronavirus, stuff like that. But I made already my sounds that come close to what I did in the studio. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of my setup. So here we go. So this is my my rig. It's an EVH 5153 with a little bit different tube setup. So it is a little bit softer than the normal American version. So this is sounding a little bit more bluesy. Then there's a Randall RG100ES. That's for the real metal sound. There's a Velocity 150 that I'm not using at the moment. And there's a Furman PQ3, as you can see. Where I made my settings that go in front of the amp, in front of the Randall to be precise. So that goes in the front of this amp. And I have as effects, I have here my Boss GT1000, which I connect in the multiple cable setup. So basically the equalizer, 6-band EQ, that goes also in front of the Randall. Is going to the center to the Randall only, and the rest of the effects, like here the little phase 90, that goes directly into the input, so it goes to both amps, and this all goes also in front of both amps. So that's like a little wireless tuner, a Digitech pedal with a pedal board to make it switch, and of course my Whammy DT, the drop tune version where I can drop tune it. And I'll lead you to the sounds a little bit. I'm connecting it stereo, so it is a stereo sound setup with a 7-cable method. Actually with me it is 7 cables because I'm using a MIDI and I'm using my wireless, so there's 1 cable less. Okay, I'm gonna lead you a bit to the sounds of the setup. This is my rhythm sound. I can also label my flanger. Or a delay. So you hear now the Randall and the EVH going both to my cabinet. EVH is on the left side, Randall is on the right side. So basically that's my rhythm sound. Then here's my clean sound, 2 amps going into the cabinet. And then my lead sound. can also put the delay on. And then I have a sound for Carnage Angel, which is a little bit more atmospheric. So those were the basic sounds of my setup that I'm using for GODSCUM, and I made it like this. So that's my clean. It is a configuration of well, there's like the two effects, the two amps coming in. This is the EVH, this is the Randall, and so there's effect loop 1, effect loop 2. They are connected here, and then they go to the effect loops of the amps themselves. And well, I routed them so that there's a little EQ at the end and some effects after. And when you go to the chain, I think there's a little bit reverb on, a little bit delay, and that's and a bit chorus. Sounds beautiful stereo. Same goes for the rhythm sounds. This is a rhythm sound. The rhythm sound is also basically it's when you go to the effect chain, you also see the two amps. So it's EVH and the Randall. These amps are not enabled. It's just there, but they're not enabled. There's an EQ at the end, and of course there's like a little reverb that I also can put off here at the control. So when I push that, it's tight, and here with the reverb on. And I made some extras that I can put delay, and also enables a flanger, and I can enable like my phase 90, stuff like that. This is only going to the Randall, and does it also going to the Randall. So two EQs going to the input of the Randall, and that makes the Randall sounding this heavy metal. The lead sound has some extras. So the EQ is a little bit different, and of course in the effect chain is now some delay and some reverb that gives it a little bit of time. And the Carnage Angel, that's a big. There's also a big delay with some panning effect. So when I show you effect chain, it's the same thing. The two amps going to the panning effect there, and this just makes that. So that's basically my setup. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and well, see you on the other side soon on stage.